And as an example is that the town of Paris had done a study back in, I've forgotten the exact years, but I'm going to say that it was in the late 80s, early 90s, to give us an idea of what farmland was worth in the town of Paris. And we hired an appraiser to give us an idea of value, and we asked him to look at open land in the center of the town, and then compare it to open farmland along I-94 corridor, just to give us an idea of what the difference in value was. At that time, the farmland in just regular open land in the middle of the town had a value of approximately $3,000 an acre, depending on some variables. And land along I-94 in that corridor had a value of about $5,000 an acre. So there was about a $2,000 spread at that time in the value. And at the time, I was trying to encourage the town to set up one of the tools is a purchase of development rights, whereby a community chooses to buy the value of the development rights off of a piece of land. The community or the trust holds those values or holds those rights. The farmer continues to use the farm as production land. But he's given up a portion of the rights, and the idea would be is that if farmland was selling for $3,000 an acre, development land along I-94 was selling for $5,000 an acre, the town could have considered with various trusts to have purchased the development rights for somewhere in the neighborhood of $2,000 an acre. Currently, some of the same land that we looked at and what its value was back then is currently on the market for $60,000 an acre. And farmland, just raw farmland in the town of Paris is selling for the neighborhood of $7,000 an acre. You aren't going to conceivably buy the development rights off of those lands anymore. It's just economically, it isn't going to be feasible to protect those lands along I-94. And that's the, I guess part of the message that I'm going to bring to you today is that the right time to have made some of these steps that I'm going to suggest was about 10 years ago. And the cost of doing these programs continues to rise, and the ability for a community to do these is becoming more and more difficult because of the increased costs on this. So